Today, we're going back to our A to Z movie reviews as we look back at the horror movie Sinister. Did we love it as much as Ethan Hawke loved his cardigan? Or was it as boring as the Black Phone? Let's discuss this and more on the Late Night Movie Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 42nd episode of the Late Night Movie Podcast, your place for movie reviews, hot takes, and quiz shows. I'm your host, Welchy, and joining me tonight is Mr. Potfigures himself, Andy.
Hello, guys. Pleasure to be back. And when you say Black Phone's boring, do you mean the film, or is there like some sort of phone in this that he picks up?
No, the film. I don't like the Black Phone.
Well,
I know.
that's
That was
controversial.
a bit of a
I
controversial
like Black
opening,
Phone.
but
Yeah.
and it's just us two today. Stephen is not able to make it tonight. He has other things on. He was at Oasis last night. He's got something on tonight, so he will not be on this podcast or the other movie podcast this week. But he will be back for the gaming podcasts, and he'll also be back for next week's movie podcast, which I'll announce very shortly. But Andy, should we go straight into it?
Yeah. Happy to dive straight into it. Obviously,
Cool.
I'm quite fresh.
Yes, let's go straight
Just
into it then.
watching it.
As
Yep.
mentioned in the cold open, we are reviewing Sinister. But before we do that, let's do a quick bit of housekeeping. Of course, this is the Late Night Movie Podcast. We drop 2 episodes a week, typically on a Tuesday and a Thursday. If you enjoy the podcast, please do consider following or subscribing on your favorite podcast service, and also leave a rating, as that really helps support the podcast a lot. You can follow us on all major socials with the handle at the LNG Pod, and you can join our Discord using the link in the podcast description if you want to chat movies, TV shows, and video games. If you're listening or watching on Spotify, you can also leave comments on there too. And of course, the podcast is now available on YouTube if that is your platform of choice. Our content schedule for the week beginning 29th of September looks like this. On Tuesday, you'll get in this podcast our Sinister review. On Wednesday, we are on the gaming podcast talking about our favorite video game levels, which should be a good conversation. Thursday, you'll get in our Alien Earth Season 1 review. And Andy also reviews the movie I Swear. Friday is a bit of a what we've been playing session on the gaming podcast, but specifically looking at EAFC, particularly on the Switch 2. Is it worth your money and time? In terms of Twitch streams, I apologize that I've not been streaming for the last few weeks, but I will definitely be back this week. And I say that because it's Ghost of Yote release week. I'll be playing that Thursday, Friday, and Sunday this week on stream. And now we have a very special announcement. I teased it last week and I can officially announce it this week. Next week on the Late Night Movie Podcast, we will be not only reviewing a movie, we will be interviewing the director, producer, and one of the actresses from the movie. So we're going to be reviewing a film called ZombieCon Volume 1, and they are going to be coming onto the podcast for a special interview afterwards. So really excited about that. It's going to be a good week. Next week, those episodes will come out Wednesday and Friday. So swapping the gaming and movie ones around just because of how we have to record those episodes. But yeah, look forward to that one. It's our first interview on the podcast. We're excited about it. And it should be a good time. Finally, we are sponsored by Dubby Energy Drinks. If you want an energy drink for your long gaming sessions, you can get a 10% discount on Dubby products by using the code TheLNGPod at checkout. That's the LNG Pod for a 10% discount. Okay, so let's get into our review of Sinister. Of course, this is going back to our A to Z movies kind of series that we're doing. We're reviewing, obviously, a movie for each letter of the alphabet, all the way to S so far. If you haven't listened to all of them, by all means, go back. We've started doing them as like main episodes for a while, but there was a chunk of time where it was at the end of an episode, so you just kind of dig those ones out, unfortunately. But we're all the way to S, and at the end I'll go through the ranking of them so far, depending on where this one comes. So, as always, we'll start by giving our high-level spoiler-free thoughts on the film, and then giving our scores out of 10. We'll then have a short section where we'll be talking about spoilers that some people may want to skip. There's nothing after that spoiler section this week, so it will just be come back next time that you've watched the film. Before we give our thoughts, let's have a look at a few stats and figures. Obviously, Andy, I will ask every week, what do you think the budget was for Sinister?
I can't imagine that it was a crazy budget. Um, but this was what it came out in 2012.
2012, yeah.
Honestly, but then it's got Ethan Hawke in, so he's quite big, like 20 million, and that might be like a lot more than what it actually is.
It is a lot more, Andy. The budget was
Oh,
just 3 million.
really? Wow. Okay.
According to everywhere I've
Yeah.
looked, 3 million was the budget, which is crazy. Um,
Yeah.
and then, what do you think it did at the box office?
Um, I watched it on Now TV, and so when like it must be a new feature. It hasn't been on there for long. So when you click on it, it tells you the Rotten
I saw
Tomatoes
that,
score
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
So I know it hasn't got high scores, but doesn't mean it wouldn't have done well. 3 million.
3 million budget,
Oh, I'd say 30 million.
30
30
million,
million.
which would have
Like,
been
yeah,
10 times their budget.
yeah.
Sinister was a major success and got
Okay, maybe it was a lot
82
more than.
million.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
damn, that's a return.
So almost 300% of their budget. So no wonder they made a sequel to
That's
this movie, which
yeah,
I haven't seen, which obviously you haven't either. I know Stephen has. Um, and don't worry, everyone, we do have Stephen's thoughts. He sent them in to me. I'll read them out after me and Andy have done our thoughts, and we've got his score as well. Um, but yeah,
yeah,
not critically, financially, a success, a massive
yeah,
success, and
yeah. I
essentially
was
split international and domestic, being US, quite relatively evenly as well.
yeah, I was quite surprised by the Rotten Tomatoes score when I saw it for both critics and audience because I think it's pretty similar.
Yes.
But like from all the articles, I always see like articles about Sinister on Facebook or whatever social media, and it's always getting praised quite highly as like one of the best horror movies. So it's like
Well, funny
it's
you
shocked
mentioned
that I
that.
see those.
This is the third time I've watched Sinister. I
Yeah.
watched it. I don't know if it was 2012, but very soon after it came out. I might have been cinema. I can't remember. But anyway, then a few years back, it was either in the COVID lockdown period or just before, like 2019, and there was a scientific study done where
Okay.
they were studying what is the scariest horror movie. And I think
Yeah. Yeah.
they had like two different factors. I think they was doing like heart rate in like one moment. So like what brought the biggest
Okay.
heart rate in one particular moment. And then what had like the
Yeah.
highest average heart rate throughout the whole film. I think that was kind of what they were studying. I'll have to have a look and see if I can find it. But basically Sinister won.
Okay.
And me and Tay
So
were like, we've watched it. And we was like, yeah, I remember it being scary, but like it's
not that
scariest
scary.
ever. So let's watch it again.
Yeah.
And I won't obviously say my thoughts because I'll go on to it now. But yeah, that's why I watched it the second time, and obviously the third time now being because Stephen picked it for this. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. There are always a lot of articles about this film, and I think it comes up in a lot of top 10 lists and
Debates.
stuff and
Oh
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So
For
um,
sure.
you mentioned Rotten Tomatoes. It's got 64 from critics,
Yeah.
62 from fans.
Wow.
Very similar, and
Yeah.
both above that 60% mark, which is kind of considered the cutoff point for Rotten Tomatoes. It goes from like a red positive score
Oh, then down to
all
like the
to like a
green
green,
symbol.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess you can call it a good film according to Rotten Tomatoes. On Letterboxd though, 3.4, which I think is a very solid score.
Yeah. That's
Um,
more respect.
yeah, which if you kind of translate that out of 10, it's almost 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Before we give our thoughts, I'll do a quick read of what it says on Letterboxd. Obviously, Sinister being 2012, directed by Scott Derrickson. I don't know him, do you? Personally? I don't, well, not personally, but I mean, do you know him from anything else?
Yeah. Met out with him last week for coffee. No, I'm not very good when it comes to directors, unless it's like one of the very main ones.
So
Yeah. I might have watched stuff he's
you
directed,
definitely
but
have, and so have I.
okay,
He's
here we go.
directed The Black Phone.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, I didn't know you directed that.
and
Obviously, I like that you didn't, but
he also directed Doctor Strange.
oh, really? Wow,
Mm,
that's a complete different
complete
mix
switch
up
up.
then.
Yeah, it's like what was the other one the other
Yeah.
week where it was like they did Aquaman and I can't remember
Yeah, I remember. I
a
can't
horror
remember what it
film,
was
or
now,
loads of
but
horror films
yeah.
and Aquaman. Um, he's done a few other things here. He's obviously doing Black Phone 2. Um,
they obviously have a connection in him and Ethan Hawke because obviously
Yeah,
he's in the Black Phone films
yeah.
and in Sinister.
And he did The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which I've not seen, but I've heard that's pretty
Yeah,
good
I
as
haven't
well.
seen it.
Um, so yeah, directed by him, and then the Letterboxd description reads like this: True crime writer Ellison Oswald is in a slump. He hasn't had a bestseller in more than 10 years and is becoming increasingly desperate for a hit. So when he discovers the existence of a snuff film showing the deaths of a family, he vows to solve the mystery. He moves his own family into the victim's home and gets to work. However, when old film footage and other clues hint at the presence of a supernatural force, Ellison learns that living in the house may be fatal. Um, I don't think that spoils anything, but I don't know. I think this film is very good to go in not knowing much at all, personally.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Features Ethan Hawke, Juliette Rylance, Vincent Onofrio. Oh my god! I realised who that is.
Is that one of the kids?
No, the you know the doctor guy he's talking to over Skype.
Oh, he did look familiar,
Isn't
but I
he?
couldn't figure out.
Isn't he Kingpin from Daredevil?
It might be.
Am I making that? So when I was watching it, I was thinking he looks so familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
it's
look familiar
Kingpin.
to me.
It's Kingpin from
Oh,
Daredevil.
okay, that's where he's from then.
That's kind of insane.
There's another TV show movie I was watching, and I was like, oh, that really looks like Kingpin. And I like Googled it, and it wasn't. But like
All
whoever
right.
this other actor was, like they looked very similar, and I was
Yeah.
like, fucking hell, like they're almost like doppelgangers.
Well, this one
Um,
is.
but yeah, okay,
Um,
yeah,
and there's a load of other people in this, but they're the, I guess, it's basically Ethan Hawke's movie, by the way. Like, it is clearly just him and then a few side characters, really. His wife's
yeah,
probably
yeah.
being the next biggest.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I always think like when a movie's got like kids in it from like a long time ago, I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're sort of grown up to have like a good career in movies and stuff, and whether obviously because they'd be less recognizable.
yeah.
Have they got big
This is
in movies or not?
also worth pointing out that this is the Blumhouse Productions movie.
Yeah.
Blumhouse obviously gone on to do very good things and make a lot of good films. Okay, so let's get into our thoughts. Andy, your first time watching, interested to see what you think of Sinister.
Okay. So obviously I watched this today, so it's very fresh in my mind. I did watch the first sort of 40 minutes on my phone just because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough time to watch it when I got back home today. So I watched 40 minutes on my phone, knowing that I'd have at least an hour to watch the rest of it back at home on my monitor with my headset on, watch it properly, basically. So I think I've done it the right way round with how this film starts. It's obviously a bit of a build up, and then I sort of chose the second half in a dark environment, headset on,
Yeah.
and that's obviously when all the scary shit starts to happen. So some might say I've done it the wrong way round, but yeah, it made it a better experience. But yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed Sinister. It was a different type of horror film to what I sort of seen before. I kind of prefer horror films like this, where I feel like there's more of a sort of investigation and sort of story going on, and you're sort of whether there's like an actual answer instead of it sort of appearing sort of paranormal, supernatural to begin with, and then like once they start investigating, is there an actual sort of reason behind these things and not something to do with paranormal activity? Um, I thought the imagery of sort of certain characters or things that appear were terrifying. There's a certain moment that I'll go into when we sort of hit spoiler territory. I've sort of written down notes as I was watching it of things that happened. I was like, fucking hell. So I'll sort of go into those parts when I'm going to spoiler territory. But some of like the graphics and the scenes of those particular ones, yeah, they made me jump. There's a couple of jump scares where I jumped in
There's,
this.
I think there's a jump scare in this which might be the biggest jump scare I've had in my life. Like every time I watch it, like every time I know it's coming and it still gets me.
I'll be interested to see if it's the same one
It
then.
probably is.
But yeah, there's obviously a couple of jump scares in this on purpose. Um, yeah, it was a really fun film. Ethan Hawke, I usually like him whenever he's in movies. I can't think of a show or movie that I've watched where he's in it that I don't like. I know obviously you don't like Black Phone, but I liked him. Not that you really see much of him,
No.
his face in that. Um, but yeah, it was a very good story, very scary movie. I don't know how this has only scored 60% on Rotten Tomatoes because like throughout, I felt on the edge of my seat throughout. One of the things that I noticed that they've done, there's not many sort of daytime scenes in this.
Yeah.
They'll like they'll sort of jump a lot to straight to nighttime, which really like which keeps the film intense. Like there'll be like a minute scene where he's like talking to someone, like whether it's his wife or one of the cops or the the the, the museum guy. Can't remember his name now. Um, but then all of a sudden it'll just jump straight back to nighttime, and that's when obviously all the paranormal scary shit's happening or something he's investigating mostly at night. So why the fuck's he doing that to begin with? Investigate during the day, bro. But yeah, obviously that's to add to how intense this film is, how dark it is, how gritty it is. It's like yeah, throughout it's just got that whole the whole atmosphere of this film is dark, and it had me on the edge of my seat watching it. So yeah, it was very good in that aspect. There was like certain sound effects as well. In particular, like the whole when he's listening to the tapes, watching the
Yeah.
projector, the scene, those sort of tapes on the screen, like the sound of that and everything. Like I can still hear it now in my head. And then there's obviously a certain part where he does something to those, and then I was like thinking, am I actually hearing things? Like it obviously does it on purpose. So I was like, I took my headset off to make sure it wasn't like someone else in the room, just because it's obviously like playing with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, it was a very good film. I really enjoyed it. I was like, I was unsure about the ending, but knowing because I didn't know there was number two. So as soon as it finished, I like Googled, is there a Sinister two? And I was like, okay, there is. And I was like, that's a good thing, obviously, based on how this film ended. But then I saw the score and it's got like 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I was like,
Okay.
okay, the sequel
They obviously
obviously
fucked
didn't
it.
go down well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which then doesn't really, yeah, make me look forward to it after sort of how this film ends. But yeah, I'm still undecided on the ending. We'll go obviously more into that when we start
Yeah. Spoilers.
talking about spoilers and stuff. But yeah, overall, it was a good horror film. I feel like I would have enjoyed it more if I watched it back on when it was first released. I feel like it would
Mm.
have been scarier. I think like recently where I've been watching a lot of horror films, I've sort of watched a lot of modern horror films. So they're obviously over the last 13 years, they've improved on what they can do in terms
Yeah.
of sort of
And this has a tiny
graphics,
budget.
imagery. Yeah, yeah. The fact this was only 3 mil budget on this film is crazy.
Most of
And
that's just
so
Ethan
all that,
Hawke, right? Like,
yeah, it must be. So for the year that this came out and what they've done, I thought it was quite incredible. And I say it still stands out well to this day. So yeah, I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, so 8 out of 10 overall.
8 out of 10. Interesting. Um, cool. I'm glad you liked it. Obviously, it's always shit when someone picks a film like Kill List and we all
Yeah,
hate it and waste of our time. Don't know who would do that. I'll quickly go through Stephen's thoughts. Then I can go into mine. So, Stephen has watched it recently. So he hadn't watched it this week, but he said he watched it very recently to the point where he's watched it multiple times. Um,
yeah,
but he said he really enjoys the movie and enjoyed it. He remembers enjoying it a lot when it came out. Ethan Hawke's performance is solid, and he loves the idea of old footage videos haunting the house. And then
yeah,
he wraps it up saying, I thought the final act lets the movie down slightly as the creepiness fades and it becomes quite predictable. And then he gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
interesting. Because I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that ending was predictable at all. Like the way that I thought the film was going to go.
Yeah, we'll get into that in spoilers
Yeah,
because I think it's everyone can take it different ways and have different opinions on that ending. Um,
yeah,
Personally, for me, I concur with Steve on the fact that I remember liking it when it came out. I remember really liking
yeah.
it the second time I watched it, and I really liked it this time as well. I've just come to realize that this might be one of my favorite horror movies,
Okay.
almost like in a comforting way, which is not the right. Like it's not like an easy watch by any means, but
Yeah,
I watched it knowing what was going to happen and still like, thinking, "That's fucking. It's clever. It's good. I like it." Um, I think Ethan Hawke is very good in this.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. He is
and it
for
is
sure.
basically just him in this film. Really, like, he's the bulk of it. There are things that really wind me up in this film though, which we're getting more into in the spoilers. But there's bits where they could have made it so much creepier and scarier and just more intense. And
Yeah.
I just look at it thinking, this is fucking stupid right now. Like this moment right now is stupid. It's taken me out of it
Okay.
completely. And I think you'll get what I mean when I get to it. And apologies that I'm being so vague to everyone, but if you are sticking around for the spoilers, you'll hear my thoughts on that in a minute. But what I would say is if you aren't sticking around for the spoilers because you haven't seen this, I highly recommend you watch it. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 as well. Um,
Yeah.
I do think it's a great horror movie. I gave Conjuring recently an 8 out of 10. And if I had to pick which one I prefer to watch, I would pick Sinister. But if I had to pick what
Okay.
I think is the better movie, I would pick Conjuring. But I think they're very close. It's almost like I'm giving Sinister an
Gotcha.
8 because of how much I personally enjoy it.
Personal. Yeah. Personal
Whereas
taste. Yeah.
Conjuring, I come out of that saying, I'm not scared of it. And on the third watch of Sinister, I was like, I'm still a bit scared of this. So that for me is worth those extra points, even though the acting might be better in Conjuring, apart from Ethan Hawke. But like the acting in Conjuring is very good. The story is very good. I just wasn't scared of it personally. Um, but there's something about Sinister which really gets me. Not just the jump scares, it's just the whole vibe of it. Um,
Yeah. I get what
the
you mean.
vibe just scares me. I mean, the description said supernatural. The supernatural being scares me. Um, and yeah, the whole concept. But yeah, really enjoyed it. I think the acting's great. I think the story is great. I love the idea of, I think, like you said, Andy, I like the idea that this guy is investigating this thing. I love the idea that he's
Yeah.
gone to the house of the most recent murder. I love that whole concept. I think I've got this thing, I've realized that I quite like the concept and story of writers in a writer's block.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Alan Wake is based, that is what Alan Wake is. The first Alan Wake game is about an author in a writer's block. And I
Okay.
love that game. So I've kind of realized that maybe I've got this kind of niche enjoyment of that kind of storyline and where they could go with that.
Yeah, it is
And
always a cool concept. Like
yeah,
I know I've seen other films or TV shows that have similar concept, and I've enjoyed them. I'll need to research what they actually are 'cause I can't actually remember them off the top of my head. But I definitely remember watching similar things.
I think Misery, from the top of my head, I think Misery is the same concept. It's a writer who is in a writer's block. Um, and again, I love that film.
Yeah,
So there's definitely something there for me where I like that concept. And obviously, this is an investigative one rather than like a fictional one. He's
yeah. Is
doing,
there
go on.
no, sorry, was there another film we watched this year where one of them's like a writer? Like, I want to say like is Wolf in Wolfman is one of them a writer?
Oh, maybe he is, maybe.
Not not that he goes to do like
No,
writing or whatever.
no, no.
Or no,
I can't
yeah,
remember. But yeah,
yeah.
it might have been something. I'm looking at the A to Z. Mirrors wasn't. Jaws definitely wasn't. No, I can't think right here looking at it.
Mm,
But I'm sure there was something. Yeah, it's a what's the word? Like I said, I find it comforting, weirdly comforting, because I've watched it 3 times now, and I would put it on again, even though it scares me. There's something about it where I like it. Whereas sometimes,
yeah,
say like a Talk to Me, which I would give probably a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10. I wouldn't want to put that on because that scares me too much, and it's not a
yeah. I
comforting
get what
movie.
you
That's
mean.
a purely disturbing movie. Um, Maybe it's Ethan Hawke's performance. I don't know. But also, I wanted to point out the score or the music, whatever you want to call it, in this film is great. The bit I can't like,
But
it's like the drums where it's going. I can't even do it, but like it's doing it in one of the videos, and then it's doing it. I think at the end, it's just
yeah,
really
yeah,
upbeat and like, but also spooky at the same time. I just think it's
yeah.
fucking phenomenal. It really gets me really every time. Um, but I think the bulk of what we're going to be able to talk about is going to have to be in the spoilers. So
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
let's quickly move on to that. So this is everyone's warning. If you don't want to be spoiled on Sinister, then please pause now, leave now, come back when you've watched it. As obviously the three of us would recommend it. Kind of saying that for Stephen, but 7.5 is a good score. Um, what I will say before everyone goes, although it may be too late, that puts this film. So you gave it a 8, I gave it an 8, and 7.5 for Stephen.
Behind the list, I
It points
imagine.
it joint third
Okay, so it
with
is very high.
Joint third with Don't Breathe.
Another sort of horror thriller film.
Yeah, the difference being I gave both an 8. Stephen gave that an 8. You gave Don't Breathe a 7.5. So you two just swapped those scores
Okay.
around.
Yeah,
It's very, very close. And Room was just above that. Room we gave 8s across the board.
another good film. Recommend
A
watching
lot
all
of these
three of
films
them.
are good, yeah, and we will go through the full list at the end of this. But okay, this is now spoiler territory. Last warning: if anyone doesn't want to be spoiled, we're gonna spoil the shit out of this film now. So the jump scare, the start of the jump scare, the one
Yeah.
that gets me every time is the lawnmower scene.
Okay, so
That didn't get you.
that's the first.
That's not the first
Yeah,
one,
that
but that's
was
the
the,
big one.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was like when all of a sudden he like hears that noise, whatever,
Yeah.
and then like jumps. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, the lawnmower
Um,
goes over someone's face.
yeah,
You don't
yeah,
obviously
and then
see
yeah,
it fully, but you know it's about to happen. The whole thing, you know,
yeah, yeah,
this spoiler, this kid is pushing his lawnmower, and you know it's going to hit someone, and it takes
yeah, yeah.
ages and
It's
ages.
happening.
You still know it's coming,
Yeah, yeah,
but when it happens, it's the noise as well. It just
yeah. The noise
fucking
obviously
gets me
adds
every
to it.
time.
Yeah, no, yeah, that did get me. There was obviously a couple of jump scares in this. The first one where I think it's when he's like first looking around the house, and you don't know about the kids at that point. I don't think. Like you obviously know
One's
he's
missing.
investigating kids that gone missing, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's searching around the house, and all of a sudden he's like standing still, and it's like creepy little girl's face comes out of nowhere, and I was like, it just literally made me jump.
Really?
Yeah, literally. Oh, because I wasn't expecting it. It like just appeared out of
Yeah.
nowhere. I
Okay.
was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
fuck it out.
I know what you mean.
Obviously, if you've already seen it, like I can imagine watching that bit again, knowing that that's going to appear, that wouldn't scare me a second time. But that was the first one that got me. Um, sorry, just looking through my notes.
So,
Uh,
out of interest, did you clock on to what was happening in terms of as soon when I started watching this, it came straight back to me. Like as soon as you got to the house and said I was a missing girl, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. This is the one where the kids are doing everything, but they're being manipulated to do it. How long did it take you to
yeah.
kind of work that out that that was what was going on, or was it when they revealed it?
Um, yeah. So what I thought initially was happening, which is why it annoyed me when he sort of moves out of the house to go back to where they lived before. I thought they was trying to help him investigate. So I thought it was sort of a bit like
Ah,
have you seen Five Nights at Freddy's?
no.
So I don't 100% quote me on this because I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure in that obviously the robots are possessed by the kids that went missing or got killed, whatever.
Right.
Um, and at first it's like they're trying to sort of, although they're still trying to kill people, it's like they're trying to help the main guy investigate and sort of pin together like what actually happened to these kids, sort of thing. So at first, I originally thought like when you start seeing all the kids,
Oh, around the
I just
house. Yeah, yeah,
assumed,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And obviously, like the tape keeps playing, like
Yeah.
certain things keep coming back. I thought it was them trying to lead him like in the right direction to try and solve what was going on, what's happening. But obviously at the end you find out that actually they're under whatever they called it, that thing's control.
Yeah.
Um, but like yeah, when you see the kids, like obviously they all look creepy as fuck, man. That was scary. And one of the other jump scares I put down was like one of the scenes when he goes up into the loft,
Yeah.
and I think
And
you
he falls.
see
Oh, the snake bit, the snake
uh
one, because he goes up there a
I
couple of
can't remember
times.
that bit for me. Yeah. Um the bit where like he sees the five kids
Oh yeah.
sitting up there for the first time and the projector's playing, and then like that guy's face like
Yes.
just comes down in front of him.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck's sake. Even like when you think something's gonna happen, like yeah, it still gets you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely got me. Yeah, that eventually though, like when you keep seeing enough of that guy, like that person's face or demon, whatever you want to call it, it got less scary. And I knew right then they were going to try and do something, trying to fight you over. I was like, no, you're not getting me this time. So the last one didn't get me right at the end. But yeah, no, they were very good jump scares. I'll give the film that for sure.
Interesting what you said about the kids, because one of my gripes with this is that the kids aren't scary enough.
Oh really?
But not.
I
I do think that they look okay. I
I
think they
think they're
could look
scary
scarier.
looking. I don't think they can look scarier.
Like
I like. I
almost like
think they
like
look scary
I'm
enough,
thinking of
but
like The Grudge and stuff, like stuff where it's like proper freaky. But my biggest issue with the kids, right? And
yeah,
please tell me you noticed this or thought the same, is the scene where Ethan's walking around the house. He's heard a noise. He's walking around slowly, looking around the house, and the kids are like
yeah,
walking past, like they're doing this like slow motion running
yeah,
into
yeah.
the different rooms. I was like, this is shit. Like I hated that.
But,
All the slow motion
why though?
jumping and running around. Oh, it was just
I
so
think.
obviously like it took me out of the experience. At this point, I could almost see the director saying, "Now go, like do that." I could almost picture it. It looked so like, ugh, I hated it. I actually hated
I
it.
think that was like. See, I didn't mind it, but I think it was just to add to like what he was going through. Like at that point, I wasn't sure if he could even see the kids because because of that particular scene and the way they're running. I thought that if he turned around and saw them, that like if he turned around and the kid was running towards him, that he wouldn't even see him. So I
Yeah,
thought that was
maybe.
going to happen at one point. Um, but obviously, like he's hearing all the noises of like what they're doing.
Yeah,
So there's a bit obviously where he then eventually turns around, the kid's gone around the corner, he hears the creak of like the
yeah.
floorboard. Um, but yeah, I didn't actually mind that bit too much. It
Oh,
didn't like yeah, it didn't take away from me,
it
take away
really,
from the experience for me.
really irked me more than I remember it irking me before. But this time, I was really noticing how much I didn't like that bit. That's the real main. Oh, okay. Now there's another bit. I don't mean to be really disrespectful to the mum or the wife. I'm sure she's a great
Yeah.
actress. I just didn't like her in this at all. And I thought it was so forced. And she reminded me, and I don't know the lady's name, but the lady who presents Sky Sports. She's
Oh, okay.
is it Kenny Dalglish's daughter?
I'm not sure. I haven't really
She's now
properly
on Match
watched.
of the Day.
Oh,
I don't watch Match of the Day though. Kelly Cates.
yeah. That's it.
The way
Remind
she
you of.
spoke. If you go and listen
Yeah.
to Kelly Cates and then you go and watch Sinister again,
Okay.
it's the same fucking person. Like it would not surprise me if I looked at this now and it said Kelly Cates from this film. Um, I just the way like the arguments they were having. I'm sure she's a great actress in other films, but this just felt so forced, and Ethan was so good that it was
Yeah.
just to me making it like, this. I don't know.
She,
It pulled me out again.
I get what you mean. Obviously, like character actors and actresses' performances can like make your film. I feel like if it was someone like the woman from Weapons, Julia Garner, is it, or Gardner?
Yes. Oh, she'd have been great in something
Someone
like
like
this.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she was playing the wife, I feel like that could have added more to it. Um, but yeah, I get what you mean, especially because of like how they were portraying her as like she obviously didn't want to be there. She hated the whole idea of what he was doing. She didn't
I
agree with
actually,
it.
I actually
She
didn't mind her character. I kind of agreed with everything, all of her points. Like they shouldn't be
It
there.
sort of makes
They
sense,
shouldn't be in that
yeah.
house. Straight up,
But it's
should be
like
there.
where she's being so yeah, obviously she didn't know about the house to begin with, but where she's like being so negative, then does it put like a negative like look on her?
Maybe, but for me, it was just. It sounds about her voice. I don't know if it's because she's British and
Yeah,
she was just completely
she
out of her
was.
zone here. Um, it's just something about it. I was just like, this isn't good for me, and I apologized to her, because I'm sure she's great, but for me, it just didn't fit, and it it irked me big time. Not as big. The kids was worse. The kids bit, I hated that. I seriously cannot tell you how much I hated that scene. That honestly, we're talking like
That's so
that's
funny.
downgraded the rating
Yeah,
for me because I was so into it, and then that bit happened. I was like, this is shit.
I don't get why you didn't like that bit so much. I think that was that the first time that they were showing off the kids properly as well, because obviously he's looking around the house,
Properly, they
and
were
then that's when
in
you like see all.
bits.
Yeah,
They were in the loft, I think,
that's
before
when.
that, but this is the first time we
Yeah,
see them kind of moving around. There's a scene in the
yeah.
garden where they're there and the dog's looking at them.
Oh, yeah, that creeped me out a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all that stuff's good.
it's
I actually, when they're standing still, they're pretty scary. When
yeah.
they're
I
walking
think
around in slow motion, I was like, no.
yeah. It was at that point I think where I thought, are they actually trying to like help him out here, like lead him to the right place? Like, why the hell are they running around the house? because like yeah, or like you say, all the scenes where they are standing still, or they just appear, or they're just sitting there not doing anything, like they were definitely creepier in those moments.
Yeah.
Especially that dog bit, like when you see the dog like look past Ethan. I can't remember what his name was in film now. But when you see him look past and you've just got the kids there, I'm thinking, fucking hell, this is a teaser for that new film coming out called Good Boy about the dog,
Yeah.
where they can see like paranormal stuff. So it's like, that's creepy. But yeah, no, very good scene.
Um, the ending, I I like the ending, but what does annoy me is that his character Ellison, he worked out
Oh,
himself.
that's it.
He worked out himself that it moves houses. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a scene where he literally said,
he does. Yeah,
and then he
but
decides to move. That's literally the worst
what?
thing you could do. You know that's the worst thing you can do, and you did it because
Nice.
you burnt the tapes.
Yeah,
You think
so
you're fine. Fucking what?
no, so what happens? Like in the first scene, he figures out that one family lived in the previous house
Yeah,
before. He hadn't put the dots together that
they'd
it
all five
all
have
the
done it. Yeah,
families. Yeah.
fair,
So
fair.
it's not until and I was thinking like when the deputy was calling him, I was thinking like, please pick up your phone and like I know that's an important phone call that you need to hear what he's about to fucking tell you.
Always is.
So when he's like pressing hang up, I'm like, no. He finally answers it, and then obviously he tells them about the houses being like the main connection between all of them.
Yeah,
And as soon as he left the house as well, I was saying in my head like, you're not getting away from this. Like whatever was in that house is gonna follow you. And so as soon as he got there, goes up into the loft and sees that box of movie tapes. And I was like, fucking knew it. I knew that was gonna happen. So maybe that's the bit where Stevens thought it was predictable. I just didn't think it was predictable in terms of the fact that family, obviously him investigating, were gonna die. Like usually sort of these films,
they find a way out. Yeah,
yeah, they find a way out. He uncovers everything that's happened. He saves the day. Obviously, in
yes.
this situation,
They
it's
don't.
not a happy
It
ending.
happens again, which
Yeah,
I like. I like
yeah,
the ending. I like that it's a this
yeah,
isn't a happy ending. It happens again, and it's going to keep happening. I kind of like that side of it.
yeah. No, yeah, I like
Um,
it. It definitely adds more to the story. It's just a shame that, judging by the scores of the second film, they haven't kept up with the same vibe from the first film.
it's probably because Ethan
Um,
Hawke's not in it. Because this film might
it,
not be
he's
as good. I don't
he's
know
on
without Ethan Hawke.
well, well,
Spoiler: he
spoiler, he is
is.
on the cast. Yeah, he's on the
There's
cast,
got
and
to
I
be
looked at the cast.
flashbacks or something because he's fucking
I
dead.
so no, so what? So what I thought is there's going to be another tape of him and his family that the next family might see. That's what I was thinking when I
Oh
saw him on
right,
the
yeah.
cast.
So if that's what they're calling it, yeah, okay, fine. He's
Well,
barely in
but
it.
yeah,
Although
obviously it might not be that way. That's what I was thinking. I thought, oh, it'd just be another additional tape that is in there, and it's got obviously the because it's a sequel. Obviously, it's got the deputy in there as well.
oh cool, yeah.
And I think he's one of the main. Like I think he's the main, along with the new family, the mum. Like, I
Right.
think it said a mum and four boys, and then so I think her and then the deputy are like the main uh, protagonists in this film.
That'd make sense. Um yeah, other than that, I did like that ending and going back to your point that you didn't know it was the kids doing it. You thought when you saw the kids, you thought maybe they were helping. Then
Yeah,
obviously you
yeah,
see that
that's what I thought initially.
they're the ones actually doing the killing.
Yeah,
Did you realize, or
yeah,
did you work out? You must have then gone, okay, so that means one of his kids is going to be possessed. Did you think it was going to be the
yeah.
one with night terrors though?
Uh, I not. I wasn't honestly. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Because
they
like
were
the
both a
girl,
bit
the
odd, weren't
girl
they?
sort, yeah, the girl sort of gave me creepy vibes anyway because she
Yeah.
was like quite quiet. Obviously you'd seen her with like the other spirit girl before. She'd done like the
Yes, she did
paintings
the
and
paint. Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so that's sort of I was leaning more towards her. Um, and then obviously when he drinks the tea and it's got like she's written down the note saying like "Good night, Daddy" or something. I was
Yeah.
like, oh. Here we go. He's not safe after all. I thought like, yeah, you always think they're gonna find a way out of it, but
And
at that point he's
he
been
might have
drunk.
found a way out because he had got the phone call. He'd figured out what was going on. So
Yeah, yeah.
the
But
next
he's already
logical
drunk
step
in
would
there.
have been
Yeah,
one of the kids are going to fucking kill me. Let's put them away somewhere or like get them help. But it was too late.
yeah.
It was just he
It
was
was too
one
late.
night too late,
Yeah.
obviously. I'm looking at Sinister 2 on Letterboxd. It's 2.5, which isn't horrendous.
Full letterbox, no.
So
But
I might watch it one day.
I do want to watch it just because of how this
Yeah.
film ended. But
I
like,
can't see him in the list, by
this,
the way, on the cast on here.
oh really?
So maybe
When
it
I
is
was
just a
looking on,
tape
when I
and
googled it
then
earlier, yeah,
they've not actually
yeah,
bothered
I
putting him
definitely
on.
it definitely said he was on the cast when I looked on Google. But yeah, no, I definitely want to watch it. I just know when films are rated that low on Rotten Tomatoes, like there's certain films you can get away with if they're like 30 to 50%, you might still enjoy it.
Yeah.
But a lot of films that are like below 20, it's
Yeah.
usually the majority of people are gonna hate watching that film.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there were a couple of other like funny scenes in this film though for me. One is when he's talking to the wife about she finds out about the house.
Yeah.
And there's a part at the start of the film where he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, that it didn't happen.
She
Like
said
we're not living
she's
two houses away from the crime
that's
scene."
it. She
I was like,
asked
"He's gonna
him
use that later."
she
Yeah.
asked him, "Oh, please don't tell me you've moved 2 houses away from the crime scene again." He's like,
He's like,
"No."
yeah,
I promise you we haven't.
yeah. And he obviously says that again in their argument when she
Yeah.
finds out. And I was like, I knew he was gonna say that. It just made me laugh. And then the other ones when he's in their house talking to the deputy about he like confesses to him that he's like hearing stuff or
Yeah.
weird things that happen in the house, and he's like looking to him for like reassurance about like paranormal stuff, and he's like, "Fuck no, I would I would not be moving into this house. Like I would not be living here at all. Like a family of four died in here. Like no fucking way would I be living here." And then he's just like, "Oh fuck." So
I
that made me
like
laugh that scene as
there's
well.
another
Yeah,
scene. I think that deputy's really good actually in this anyway.
yeah,
There's a bit where he's saying, "Oh, there was footsteps in the." This is when he after he falls through the roof. He says, "Oh, there's definitely footsteps
yeah,
up
yeah.
there. Oh, it's probably
Oh,
squirrels.
the
It's probably
squirrels.
squirrels." And he goes, "Okay, I don't think it's squirrels." And then when I was up there, there was a snake, and he went, "Well, snakes don't have feet, so it's not that." And
Yeah,
Ethan just looks
it
at him
was
like, "Well, yeah, I know that. That's not what I'm trying to say." Um,
yeah. He looks very familiar as well. Is he in something
so his name
big that we watched?
is James Ransone or Ranson. Oh, he's in It Chapter 2. He's in The Black Phone.
Uh,
There's obviously a theme
in the,
here. They're all just sticking together.
yeah, he's obviously yeah
He's in
in the
Sinister
back
2,
phone.
like you said. Other than that, there's not much here that I don't think we would know.
I've, obviously, I've seen it
Yeah.
too and Black Phone, so I must have recognized him from that. I just can't remember who plays in those films.
He's pretty high on the list on It too. So he must be one of the mains. One of the kids, like one of the grown up kids, maybe.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I because you have that scene at I
Oh,
don't
he
know if
is.
it's at the start, but where they all meet up at the restaurant. I was trying to think that I
He is one
picture
of
him.
them. He's definitely one of them because the picture of all of the older ones, like James McAvoy,
Y- Yeah, yeah.
and he's one of them. So yeah, wow.
Okay, there you
He's
go.
good at horror films.
Yeah,
And he
that's
probably plays.
obviously
He looks like he plays
what
a
he
similar
likes.
character. His face looks very like similar-ish, like
Yeah,
expression. Um, but yeah, I just want to keep going back saying I just think this is a really cool concept. The idea of this
yeah, the whole tape.
boogeyman corrupting
Yeah,
them from the tapes. I don't know how. I don't think
yeah.
it's really
When
explained how he gets to the kid. Well, well, it kind of is. The kids see the tape in his room, right? We don't see that happen, but they must be
yeah,
seeing it, the tape somehow. So he's left his door unlocked. The kids have gone in and seen it. Um,
yeah, because they kind of make a big deal about that
Locking the
being a whole
door.
rule. Don't leave your
Yeah,
door unlocked. Like, don't let the kids in there. And then there's a part where he's like sitting in there with the door open. The wife like has a conversation when she leaves, like, and shut the door.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so there was obviously a part when
They have
she's gone
seen
in
it.
there. I think, yeah, there's a part as well that it just creeped me out. And I thought the girl was going to go in there, but she takes the coffee to him, gives the coffee to him. He's like on the phone chatting to someone. He takes the coffee and like he's just like, "Oh, thanks, sweetheart." Walks back into the room, shuts the door. She's just standing at the door still. Like you see it for like a couple of seconds. She just stands at the door and doesn't move. And I was thinking like something's going to happen here.
Yeah,
But then it doesn't lead to anything. But maybe that is like a hint
her
towards her
seeing something.
being,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
So it's very good, like in the way that they do those little things.
some of the like creepier, scary moments to me. Obviously, the tape bits are off-putting and scary.
Yeah,
All of them actually, but it's the one bit where his kid comes out of the box like all backwards with his night terror
Oh
screaming.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah. You know,
fuck me, this is scary.
yeah.
If my kid did that,
Oh,
fuck that. I don't know,
yeah.
what I'd do.
No, I agree with you because obviously at that point as well, I was like, I didn't even realize it was his kid
Yeah,
to begin with. I was
yeah,
like, is that the spirit in the house or something
yeah,
weird? And then obviously he runs over and grabs him. I was like, oh, it's his own kid.
yeah.
And then the same again when he's
He's
in
in
the
the bush.
garden.
Oh man, that bit got me.
Yeah, yeah, and like the face comes out, and I was like, again, I didn't realize it was the son.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fucking hell, you can't keep doing this to me, like, like yeah, some funny
I
moments
think
and
it's
scary moments.
a lot of it's really well done. There's just bits for me that bring it down. Like honestly, this could be closer to a 9 or a 10 for me if there was get rid of the kids walking around slowly. You can do that bit in the film. I don't mind Ethan going around looking for shit, but just I don't know, make those kids for me creepier in that moment. Um,
Yeah,
and unfortunately, yeah, I the wife pulled me out of it at points.
yeah, I think the kids probably could be utilized a bit more, because like they were a main scare factor of the
Mhm.
film, and I feel like they definitely could have done more scenes where they were involved and just like yeah, there probably could have been a lot more jump scares in this
Yeah,
film. But then would that have taken away from like the detective side of things as well, and like the book, like the whole
yeah.
reason he's writing the book?
I
It's like obviously getting that balance right.
I love the bits when he was kind of trying to work it out, and he'd see something, and he was like, "That looks like a man," like in the water bit.
Yeah,
Then it catches fire, so he
yeah, yeah.
loses it, and he has to try and fudge it
Oh yeah,
together.
yeah,
Then he starts noticing him in the other. I loved all that side. Like I love the investigative side of it. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I do think the kids could have been slightly better, but that one particular scene was just fucking dreadful for me.
yeah,
I hated it, and I don't normally say that. I don't think I've picked out many scenes on the films we've reviewed where I've hated a scene as much as this scene, but still love the film.
yeah.
Kill List, most of the scenes are shit, but I can't pick one out. And this one, I really love the film, but that moment, I really want to hear Steven's point on that bit because
Yeah, it's
I can
strange
imagine
how
him
much
leaning
that
more with you personally.
art's impacted you. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't obviously have an issue with it. I just thought they were just trying to show off all the kids and show that they are all there. And yeah, maybe it's a bit confusing because at that point it's like I was still deciding in my mind, are they a threat? Are they actually helping him? They in that particular scene they look friendly. Like I know they're still scary spiritual kids, but they're not doing anything crazy. They're
Maybe
just
that's what I
running around
don't
the house. It's
like.
like they're playing a game.
Yeah,
It's like they're playing a game with him a bit.
yeah. I think that's what I don't
But
like because,
yeah,
and maybe that's fine in your point because you're not sure. But because I
yeah,
know
that's
what
what
they're
I
supposed to
mean.
be, I'm like, this is just fucking. So maybe I
Yeah,
got to kind of get into my head about as a first time viewer, maybe it's not as bad.
yeah. I think I agree with that. Like after hearing both our thoughts, like me not being sure whether like at that point I'm like leaning more towards they're on his side and they're
Yeah,
trying to help him with the investigation. So it's like, oh, they're still just kids. They're having fun. They're playing around, messing around with him and stuff. But obviously, when you find out that they're actually involved, then maybe if I rewatched that a second time, thinking like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, they just taunting him at this point? But yeah. Um, the other bit that I wanted to go back to was when I think it was when he burnt the tapes, and then you start. Are they like counting numbers or something? Like I was like, you start hearing noises like talkings, like whisperings, and I was like, what? I was trying to figure out what they were saying,
I
but I
can't
wasn't sure if
remember.
they're just saying numbers. And like that's where I took my headset off to like make sure it wasn't like something else. I was like, oh no, it's definitely coming through my headset. But yeah, there's a part like obviously I don't know if that like releases something when he does
Mm,
that, and it's like, but yeah, I couldn't work out what they were saying. Oh, maybe you're not meant to work out what they're saying. Maybe it's just to give that
yeah,
someone saying something effect sort of thing.
yeah,
But yeah, I thought all the sound effects and sort of yeah imagery was really good.
yeah. I think he was quite stupid to think that would do it because he obviously lives inside the dimension of the tapes, not just the tapes themselves.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah,
can go between all the different tapes. So obviously he's not in one of them. So, um, but I guess when you're that desperate, you just burn it and hope for the best, which didn't work. Um,
yeah. The sorry, the I keep remembering certain things that happened when he's like looking at the computer screen as well, and he's got the still image, and then he looks away
oh
to
yeah,
see that I don't know if he's talking to someone or whatever, but then obviously the boogeyman I call him, he turns to look at
turns.
him, And then obviously turns back before he turns back around again. I was like, oh, that's creepy. And then there's like other bits where that happens as well with the pictures or the projector.
Yes.
Um, yeah. And to be fair, with the last scene where you have the kids in the projector and then they see the boogeyman behind the girl and they all like get scared and run away.
I was
And
interested
then
in that
like
bit, that
he
they were
just
still scared of him
yeah, and then but then you see him walk into that image as well,
with the
like
kid. Yeah.
afterwards, like with the kids, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm very interested where they go with Sinister 2. Obviously, I'm guessing they just kill another family, but interesting what.
Well,
Go on.
there's not a Sinister 3, is there? So I don't know
You bet, is that because it bombed?
if they
Is that because
yeah,
it's
well, yeah,
absolutely
it
terrible?
might be. Yeah. Obviously it might be for that, or do they actually conclude
Yeah.
that cult or ritual thing, whatever you want to call it.
So in the box office, it did 53 million, so not quite as good, but still not terrible, depending on the budget.
I can imagine it probably had a small budget again.
Do you reckon? I mean, that's got Ethan Hawke. Sinister 2 budget 10 million, so it increased, but still fucking 5 times its
Yeah,
budget. So it wasn't a
but
financial
it's
flop, it was just a critical one.
yeah. But then you think like if they release the third one,
Is it going to go down again?
marketing and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
that they'd obviously have to do a lot more marketing for a third one, I reckon, and like to proper show off the story. And yeah, the trailer would have to be obviously incredible to get people to watch it after what the
Yeah.
second one done score wise.
Yeah, although if next week a trailer come out saying, "Oh, Sinister Three's coming," I'll be like, "Fucking, let's go." I'm in. I've not even seen number two, but I'm
Yeah,
in.
yeah, I know what you mean. Again, like if we watch the second one and it ends in a similar fashion to the first one, you feel like you would have to watch the third one
Yeah.
because you want to know what how the story ends, like
Mm.
eventually. So they can't just keep doing the same ending over and over where you got 7 films. It's like
Yeah.
maybe they
Although
can.
I have to say, I would have been happy with Sinister One being a one and done because the ending
Yeah,
is it's just going to carry on. There is no
yeah,
end. He's
it's not
he's
gonna
going to
stop.
keep haunting,
You can't.
um,
Yeah,
which is almost a more scary ending rather than thinking, "Oh,
yeah, it
Sinister Two,
is.
they might save the day." It's like, well, no, it doesn't have to. It could just be a fucking shitty ending.
Yeah, and like yeah, I agree with you. Like I think if they ended it just after this first film, I would just in my head whenever I thought about Sinister, I'd just be thinking the way they ended and the fact that there's no savior, like there's
Yeah,
no happy ending. It's like, and that plays on your mind more than a film that potentially does have a happy ending or
yeah.
a conclusion at least.
I think my worst nightmare would be if my daughter drew on the wall some man she
Oh
was like, and
man,
then said, "Oh yeah, that's I don't know, Jimmy. That's Jimmy. He lives in the corner." I'll be like, "Nah, no, he doesn't.
yeah,
Not anymore. He
that's
doesn't. Because
yeah.
why we don't live here anymore."
Yeah, that's when she found out about the house, isn't it? She like
Yeah.
drew a picture of Stephanie on the tire swing. And she's like, "Oh,
Oh,
Stephanie, she used to live here." And then you just see on her the look on her face. She's like, "You fucking
fucking no.
prick."
Oh man, that is nightmare fuel. Um,
Yeah.
any other points before we wrap up?
Um. No, I think I've gone through. I'm just reading through all my points. No, yeah, I've literally gone through all my points and sort of said the main parts. But yeah, no, very good film, very good performance by Ethan Hawke. Mostly, obviously, he was the main figure in
Yeah,
this film. I thought the kids were scary enough for me. I think potentially, like you say, should have been utilized a bit better. Obviously, I know you said they could be scarier, but considering this film came out in 2020, 2012,
yeah,
I thought the effects were good enough off them. Um, but yeah, maybe having the two children from the family involved more with the spirit kids would have made it
yes,
a bit better as well.
maybe, yeah,
Because obviously that one scene where he checks on the daughter, you think she's asleep, and he's obviously like checking around the house, close the door, and then obviously one of the spirit kids is in the corner looking creepy as fuck, and obviously the daughter of the family, she's like looking terrified out of her,
yeah,
yeah, looking terrified, and then she just goes
yeah.
like, yeah, so it's like maybe more moments like that would have added to this film.
But I think they also wanted to keep it mysterious in terms of you not wanting to know that the kids are involved. So they had
Yeah,
to limit it in that sense. But I guess you could still not realize they're the ones doing the murdering. Um,
yeah, at that point, I was still like, why are they being like, why are they getting shush? Because at that point, obviously, I still thought they were trying to help him, like
Mm.
investigate. So like the whole shush thing, it's why is she telling her to shush?
It's
And I was
interesting.
expecting her not to listen. I was expecting to hear like a scream and he was going to go running back, but
Yeah.
that didn't happen. So yeah,
It's interesting that you thought they were trying to help. I wonder what I thought the first time. I can't remember. It was 10 years or
yeah,
13 years ago, but it would have been good to know. But um, we need to end the episode. So before we go, Andy, oh, I should say, before we go into that, obviously this is in joint third place. The ranking now goes at the top, Gone Girl, which is going to be tough to dethrone now. We haven't got many films left. I've got to pick a film. I did pick a film. Um, then Room, second.
yeah.
In joint third, you got Don't Breathe and Sinister. Then it goes in, I'll rapid fire this. It's What's Inside, A Haunting in Venice, Final Destination, Old Dads, Con Air. Old Dads is high. I don't think Old Dads should be that high personally, but Con Air, Escape from Pretoria, Mirrors, Jaws. If anyone listening to this for the first time, what?
Yeah,
Mirrors above Jaws. Bronson, The Quake, Locked In, Never Let Go, Pearl, Kill List, and Half Nelson. Will anything beat that for the bottom prize? In
you'll
terms
try your
of,
luck with number two.
we've only
Number
got
two, letter T.
4 minutes left on the podcast. We need to do this very, very quickly. Um, in terms of next movies, I think it was on Prime. Please say it was on Prime. Oh, no, it must have been Disney Plus. Um, I have found two. So letter T. We're going on to letter T next, and I've picked between two. And there's one in particular that I think was better for us to do. Stephen no longer has a
Okay.
choice, unfortunately, because he's not here. That's just unfortunate. The film is fuck. It's not on here either. Where did I find it? Oh no,
Was it on Netflix?
no, because I don't have that on my phone. It was okay. So one of the films called. Oh, I know. It's on Letterboxd. It's on Letterboxd. It's on Letterboxd. So the films are, and
Yeah.
we've got 3 minutes left. Turner and Hooch,
Turner, what the Tom Hanks
Tom
film
Hanks
with the dog?
film. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. I love that film.
Have you seen it before then?
But
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, or ages ago when I was a kid, because that's an old film, isn't it?
Yeah, and I haven't. My Tom Hanks movies is
Yeah, you need to watch it.
disgustingly
Yeah,
bad. So, or Tigerland.
I don't know what that is, but I'm leaning more towards the
Tigerland.
Tom Hanks film.
Tigerland has Colin Farrell,
Okay,
a few other people, Matthew Davis, and yeah, it sounds good as well. Um, one's got 3.4, and then Turner and Hooch has 3.1. Should we do Turner
okay.
and Hooch?
Uh, Out of the two, that's what I'd lean towards because I honestly can't remember what happens in the film. I just remember watching it as a kid and really
And liking it.
enjoying it.
Okay,
And I always see clips of it, and I've always wanted to, like I've thought about going back and rewatching it recently, and actually haven't got around to it. So
cool.
this should be give me a good reason to go watch it.
Okay, so the next film is Turner and Hooch, the 1989 movie with Tom Hanks. We will be doing that in a few weeks' time, or it won't be ages now, but we've run out of time on the podcast. We need really to wrap up. So, Andy, where can people follow you?
You can follow me over on Twitch at Andy_White_07. And that's also my same username on Letterboxd. So you want to go follow me on there, you'll be able to see my ratings of certain films. And you can also find us over on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at either AB Collectibles or AB Collectibles 24. Thank you very much.
Thank you all for listening to the Late Night Movie Podcast. We really hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please give us a follow, leave a rating, and tell a friend about us, as word of mouth goes a really long way. You can follow us on all social medias with the handle at the LNG Pod, and be sure to join our Discord community using the link in the podcast description. Next week, we have our ZombieCon review and also our ZombieCon interview with the director and producer, so very excited about that. Until then, I've been your host, Welchy, and my guest today has been Andy.
Yeah, thank you as always, guys. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, it's been a fun film to talk about. It's been, yeah, one of our better debates, conversations. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thank you all for listening, and we will see you next week.